check.
TSF Jazz, tout le jazz, 24 heures sur 24. And when I told them how wonderful you are, they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. Your lips, your eyes, your cheeks, your hair are in a class beyond compare. You're the loveliest thing I've ever seen. And when I tell them, and I'm certainly gonna tell them,
FM mute.
that I'm the girl whose boy one day you'll be, they'll never believe me. They'll never believe me. That from this great big world you've chosen me.
Ba ba.
Tell them, and I'm certainly gonna tell them, that I'm the gal whose boy one day you'll be. They'll never believe me. They'll never believe me. That from this great big world you've chosen me.
Sofa bed. It's gonna go over there.
They'll never believe me. Vous avez choisi TSF Jazz.
So, Sansui. No stereo signal with that one on this antenna. Okay. I bought this yesterday, and I used to have one of these. I bought one of these, more or less the same, not exactly the same looking at it. Mine was a bit better. Maybe it was a bit older and it was a bit better, but I paid nearly £300 for it. Mash CD player, and it's been for sale, on sale for weeks, months, and the previous owner had used double-sided tape, and he'd stuck the tape down like that, and then he'd stuck on top of it this Sansui double cassette player that works actually, and I separated them. It was like that basically, with the Technics on the bottom. I separated it in the shop after trying before, before we had this lockdown and everything, and I pulled it apart more or less, and I went up to the case, I went up to till with both items, and the guy said to me, "Oh, you've got to buy both." I said, "Why?" said, because that's what the boss said. I was like, yeah, it's a funny old world, isn't it? Okay then, well, I'll buy both of them. And it was €10, right, for both. And he said you can have it for 8. And I said, oh, you're very gentle. You're very kind. So there you go, interesting. Bought the Sansui yesterday, a T80, and it is an excellent radio. Now, quick bit of information. I had a look on YouTube what was on there about the radio, and I saw a video from a guy showing the radio in action. Somebody asked him, he posted it about 4 years ago. Somebody asked him in the comments, do you want to sell it? And he replied, I've already sold it and I've changed it for a TU 213, something like that, right? So I checked out what he'd swapped or sold this for, which is a beautiful compromise between the world of analog and the world of digital. Now, with this tuner, unlike a tuner, a fully analog tuner, it takes a second to hear what the station arrives at. It's not instant, but if I put it back on, turn the volume up. What he swapped it for is a fully digital without an analog dial. And it's fucking horrible. I said to him, why have you done that? Why did you swap it? So you get centre point in tune. I don't know how well it's picking it up on this camera, not very well by the look of it, but yeah, you go off tune and it goes arrow to right, or you know, then you need to go left with the dial, so you get the idea. But a very nice mix of two worlds, and obviously Sansui, you know, it's a newer Sansui, but the quality is still good. It's capable of pulling in there's no presets, but it's capable of pulling in a stereo signal that's half decent on TSF Jazz, which comes from Lyon, which Bourg-en-Bresse maybe, it's like quite a way away. We've got this FM mute, gets rid of a bit of static high frequency hiss you get from a bad signal, but
radio 100% jazz.
AM stereo off, noise. So yeah, very nice radio tuner. Because tuners are not, you know, they're not in vogue at the moment, really. Although I did hear somebody saying the other day, or writing the other day on the internet, that, you know, what with COVID and the way things are going, it's nice to have a radio, because you can rely on an FM radio to know what's going on. You know, if you lose the internet, it really is a nightmare, right? It is a nightmare. If you lose your internet, as I did recently myself, I had no internet for a month. I had changed my phone provider, changed my internet provider at the same time. I got cut off. It was kind of my fault, but it was kind of the fault of the system as well, because it was quite an easy fix. I just plugged it in wrong. You wouldn't believe it, but typical trash music of today, really. Party time music that you've heard a million times already. You know how it goes and you've never heard it. Goodbye. Yeah, so living without the internet is... You see, I'm flicking through here now, and I'm getting signal jump, but it kind of, if I knock that off, maybe. Yeah, you see, only the strongest signals it'll pick up on a scan, so that's the downside to this system. The plus side is stability, obviously, accuracy. If I go on to a jazz, classic music, which I should be able to find somewhere, maybe it's here. Where is it?
De cobaye, alors c'est des patients.
Give me some Mozart, quick. See how long that took to come in? 99.4, a lot of signal. But you just go past it if you like. Okay, it picks it up that way, go back, and again. You got to get used to it, I suppose. I like it though. I do like it. Now look, see, it's nothing. It's not picking up anything. It's not making me stop. I've got to stop and wait. Oh, we've got here. Suddenly. Now, if it was an intelligent machine, which you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it's an intelligent tuner. It learns the frequency. It learns what you've got at your house on your frequencies. And fuck me, it remembers. When you go back again, it'll pick them up easier. We could do that, an experiment on that, right? Well, we just scan through quite quickly. From 100 to 108. Alright, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Well.
Laisse le chemin pour y retourner. Reportage à Marseille au théâtre de la Criée. Nathalie Chevance, la programmation.
What is this? I haven't got my glasses on.
Semaine à la Criée de Marseille. Nouvelle pause. Première page. À tout de suite.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a bit of treble out, but I just get a bad signal here, so you kind of live with it. For a slightly cleaner signal.
Puisqu'en effet, j'ai été adoubé par celui qui va m'accompagner.
So yeah,
j'ai nommé Stéphane Bern, mon nouveau complice.
I took down the barrier.
Voltaire buvait des interviews choc au cœur de l'actualité. C'est quoi les
And I'm going to take down that barrier
sans oublier évidemment
at some point. I've taken down that space. There was a top and a doorway. The doorway was there, like that.
Une cuisine qui vous ressemble,
So all that was brick.
Xina s'engage à dire oui à tous vos rêves de cuisine. Pour trouver l'inspiration et profiter de conseils sur mesure, rendez-vous dès maintenant dans l'un des 150 magasins Xina
Goodbye.
sur xina.fr.
Hello.
Xina est le meilleur chef de
See you next
magasin
time.
pour la deuxième année consiquitive.
Possibly, if I think of something
c'est quoi? C'est un prix qui pense à
interesting
votre
to
pouvoir
do.
d'achat et aux producteurs français.
And thank
Le
you
prix solidaire, c'est comme les
for
tomates
subscribing.
aux producteurs français
Subscribe
vous sont
to
proposés au
me.
prix coûtant de 1,28 € le kilo. Oui, vous proposez 6 fruits.
I don't know why people subscribe sometimes. I guess it's because it's something different. But if you do if you offer a channel that's not specific, you know, I suppose I am a bit hi-fi. But then I've got like cats, right, or music, and I don't know why people subscribe, but they do. So thank you for that, and you do what you like, right? Kind of thank you, but you know I appreciate it. But at the same time, you sort of think, well, have I got to do something for somebody who's subscribed? You know what? But obviously the answer is you just do stuff for yourself. You just carry on doing what you did before, right? It's all a joke anyway. It's all a bit of a life's a bit of crazy situation, you know, with work. Oh, I haven't got enough battery. Camera, when the battery is low, the camera will close automatically. Okay. Yeah, crazy times, right? We living in crazy times where now I've seen people this morning in this village, walking around with masks on. I don't know. Fucking walking up and down the road with a mask on in the middle of nowhere. Look at it. That's what I used to bring the middle of the country side, and I listen to French radio, and then I turn it onto Radio Jazz because it's kind of depressing to hear that Toulouse and Bordeaux and all smaller towns and cities as well now, they're all kind of going through the putting the fear of God into us about the second wave, basically, and commitments, kids going back to school, and oh my God. And if you create fear and panic, you create disorder, you create division, you create unrest, then you have to create laws to combat that unrest and that division. And that's exactly where we are, I'm afraid. We're in a dictatorship regime controlled state. We're in a bad way. Right? There's no doubt that if you do get COVID and you're old, it's not nice and it could kill you. But more people have died of pneumonia this year. In this last 2 months, more people have died of pneumonia and flu than COVID. Those are the facts. And I've got no faith in a government like this one, who, when they redesign a road, make it as dangerous as possible for users. Insofar as, instead of having a filter lane where if you want to